Cześć Wam. Posłuchamy dzisiaj Claytona Morrisa i jego żony Natalii. Tak jak wcześniej mówiłem, Clayton Morris pracował kiedyś dla Fox News. Jest byłym prezenterem i dziennikarzem. O co chodzi? Zginął im samolot F-35. No i posłuchajmy, co tutaj oni mówią.
First, the F-35, of course, is the biggest boondoggle in American military history. It is the most expensive and one of the most advanced jets in the United States military. The project has been delayed and delayed and delayed, and false starts and mistakes and fixes and things.
Nie mogłem tutaj wrzucić napisów, bo nie było takiej opcji, no ale spróbuję Wam tłumaczyć. Czyli F-35 jest jeden z najdroższych samolotów na świecie, no i cały czas były opóźnienia do wdrażania go do produkcji i tak dalej. Słuchajmy dalej.
That need to be tweaked, and oh my gosh, each plane costs north of $140 million, according to the data that I've been looking at through Congress. And CNN says the entire F-35
148 milionów.
$7 trillion, and it's still not fully operational. So CNN is saying this. You know it's bad. And on Sunday,
Czyli cały projekt był 1,7 tryliona i dalej ten samolot nie jest, jakby to powiedzieć, w pełni sprawny w 100%.
one of them went missing near Charleston, South Carolina. We know this, of course, because Joint Base Charleston issued this tweet about it. The tweet heard around the world, and it led to many, many memes as a result of it. We are working with we're working with the Marine Corps Air Station Base Beaufort to locate an F-35 that was involved in, quote, a mishap. A mishap. Just a little mishap. And call, if you find this F-35, call our phone number. Like a lost puppy.
I guess.
Okej. Tu jest baza wojskowa, która dała ogłoszenie, że pracujemy nad tym, bo zgubiliśmy F-35, jak ktoś tam znajdzie. Tutaj także pilot się katapultował. No, że jak ktoś znajdzie, to prosimy, żebyś zadzwonił pod ten numer telefonu. Tak jak to on mówi, że pieska ktoś zgubił, przypiął ogłoszenie na drzewie. Znajdziecie pieska, zadzwońcie.
Isn't that kind of funny? Like, all they would have had to done is put like an Apple AirTag on it, you know, and they'd find it. Like, they don't have technology better than an Apple AirTag to find a jet.
I mean, look, I was looking for my Apple AirTags. I brought my keys around here somewhere, but I have an Apple AirTag, a $35 Apple AirTag that can locate my keys or my missing wallet, for crying out loud, down to like a 1 foot radius can find the damn thing. A $140 million aircraft can't be found. I don't buy it for a second. I don't buy it for a second. More.
Czyli samolot za 148 milionów nie mogą go znaleźć.
Have found the missing aircraft. Watch.
Just into us on that missing F-35 jet. It turns out a debris field has in fact been found 2 hours north, I should say, of Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina. I want to bring back Courtney Cubey, who's got an update for us on this. What do we know?
Well, not much so far. That seems to be the theme of this entire story as it's unfolded. But we do know that the U.S. military is confirming that there is some sort of a debris field. Again, it's about 2 hours north of Joint Base Charleston. It's in a very rural area, but that's really all we know. They're not even saying with certainty that this is absolutely the F-35.
Oh, yeah, we don't even know. So we think we got it, but we really don't know. Don't worry, because it crashed in South Carolina. You can tell it's an airplane because there's some burned grass and a few pieces of debris, just like Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. Here's
like literally in the shape of an airplane, like the way Goofy goes out of...
Czyli w wiadomościach mówiło o tym, że nie mogą znaleźć samolotu za 148 milionów. Ciekawe. No dalej.
Building.
Yeah.
Right in a shape of Goofy, the exit hole of a wall.
Yeah, because airplanes definitely, when they do fall out of the sky, they fall straight down.
Right.
Straight down,
exactly.
So yeah, here is some of the footage of what they think, and according to, you know, where this thing may have like landed. I don't know.
Tu są zdjęcia pokazane, że niby tutaj ten samolot gdzieś spadł, ale tak do końca jeszcze nie wiedzą, czy to akurat jest to miejsce.
Does this look like an airline crash to you? I mean, or any kind of jet crash to you? Maybe. They say that this is the site. They think this is, and they think that they have the craft. They don't know. But this is where the story gets way more interesting. The Washington Post quoted Jeremy Huggins, who was the spokesman at the Joint Base Charleston, who said that the F-35's transponder was not working. Was not working. That's according to the Washington Post. Now, CNN, though, has a different take on it. CNN is wondering not if it wasn't working. CNN reports that the transponder may have been purposely switched off, which would have been disabling the tracking of the aircraft to the air traffic control towers. Why?
Tutaj ten samolot latał, tutaj Karolina Południowa, w okolicach tutaj tego jeziora. To się nazywa Lake Moultrie. Właśnie tutaj został zgubiony ten samolot. Czy goście się katapultował, a samolot sobie poleciał dalej.
What was the mission it was on that you would turn off the transponder?
Wonder if the same company make.
Czyli tak, transponder prawdopodobnie był wyłączony. O co chodzi? No o co chodzi, że pokazuje lokalizację samolotu. No dlaczego był wyłączony? Posłuchajmy dalej.
It's that transponder that makes the cameras that were on Epstein's cell, that just happened to.
They happened to go off in those particular minutes.
Yeah. Right.
So
Mostly reliable ink. We're
mostly reliable. It's a great company. Own a lot of stock in Mostly Reliable Inc. So why would someone switch off the transponder on a stealth aircraft?
Kto by mógł wyłączyć transponder w takim samolocie, jest podejrzenie właśnie. Kto to zrobił?
Well, one answer is you don't want to be tracked due to the sensitive nature of the mission that you're on. But wait a second. This is a stealth aircraft, which is already hidden to foreign radar and tracking. So turning off the transponder really only hides you from your own people back home. One military pilot told me...
Czyli to jest stealth, technologia stealth, czyli wyłączenia transpondera, tylko cię po prostu chowa przed twoimi własnymi ludźmi. Przed kim się chcieli schować, nie wiemy. No, słuchajmy dalej.
Today, that civilians can see military aircraft if they switch over to the SSR radar or the secondary surveillance radar. The range of transponders are limited, of course, we know that, and they work on line of sight, and it depends on altitude, a number of factors involved in transponders communicating with the pinging back and forth to make sure what's your craft. Let us know. Back and forth radar calls transponder signals. So was this jet supposed to be involved in a secret mission? Meant to look at something else? A false flag operation?
Czyli co, wyłączenie transpondera polegało na tym, że co, ma jakąś misję do wykonania, żeby nikt o tym nie wiedział? Czy jakiś ten false flag, czyli atak przez kogoś? No nie wiemy. Słuchajmy dalej.
Carry out something against the American people? We don't know. But one source who is a former military pilot who specializes in radar and stealth technology told me that this aircraft was set to carry out such an attack before, if it was supposed to carry out one of these attacks before takeoff, then any black box, transponder, or other identification features like the IFF or the SIF, the identification of a friend or foe or special identification feature, could have very likely been disabled on purpose or shut off to enable that pilot to fly invisibly with regards to radar and electronic monitoring.
Invisible to their own side?
Well, yeah, because why would you want civilian air traffic control towers seeing the particular aircraft that's about to carry out something?
Mm-hmm.
Czyli specjalnie został wyłączony z tego, co im tutaj mówią, żeby te cywilne jednostki nie widziały, że coś takiego lata. No ale o co chodzi? Nie wiem. Dalej słuchajmy. Po co?
Right? Fewer eyeballs on what they're planning. Who the hell knows? But we're not getting answers is the point. And it's all very
Czyli nie wiadomo, co planowali, o co chodzi, co chcieli z tym zrobić. No słuchajmy dalej.
Mysterious as we dive more deeply into this, because this would allow this mission to not be tracked to anyone giving orders for such an attack, whatever it happens to be. Of course, the transponder needs electricity to run, and it would shut off in the event that the aircraft loses electricity. So we know that from transponder technology, it would shut off and wouldn't work if there was an electrical failure on the aircraft.
Czyli tak, ten nadajnik nie będzie działał, jeżeli będzie odcięty od elektryki. No to już wiemy o tym, tak?
Okay, perhaps that's what happened here. But the F-35 has multiple independent backup battery systems and electrical supplies so that never happens. The main system, they have 2 more backup batteries in addition to the main system. And here you can see SAFT batteries, which actually makes the batteries and boasts how incredibly powerful they are and how they protect against redundancy, these types of problems. Here, quoting right from the manufacturer's website that makes these batteries. Among the F-35's groundbreaking features is its battery. It's the first military aircraft with a lithium-ion backup battery for mission-critical roles, such as providing emergency power for the F-35's flight control surfaces. The technology will change the way the military aircraft are made by providing high-power backup with much lower weight. And it goes
Brought
on.
to you on the backs of workers in the Congo.
Yeah.
Czyli jakby instalacja elektryczna zawiodła, to on oprócz tego ma jeszcze 2 dodatkowe instalacje, które są zasilane bateriami.
Okay.
So all 3 independent electrical systems stopped working. I guess that's what...
Czyli no tak, zaraz powiedział 2, teraz powiedział 3. No to oprócz tej głównej, czyli ma jeszcze 3 dodatkowe, indywidualne zasilania.
we're being led to believe. That all 3 of them stopped working, therefore maybe the transponder was shut off because of an electrical problem. Like, these are the things that would need to happen in order for the transponder to fail because of an electrical outage. I just want you to understand how many electrical systems are built into the F-35. So if it wasn't a power failure, then why would this happen? And according to another source I spoke with today, there's an emergency transponder built into the F-35 that would activate underneath the ejection seat as well. So 2 transponders and 3 electrical systems, basically.
Czyli 2 transportery, 1 pod katapultę, jak się katapultuje pilot i 3 dodatkowe niezależne linie elektryczne, które zasilają transportery.
2
Zawiodły.
redundant electrical systems on top of the main. So that's another looming question, is we're not being told who the pilot was that ejected. We're just told that he's fine, right? We have no update about that. Now, I don't know if this is still the case, but it used to be that when a pilot ejected, that ended their career, right?
Used to be. Yeah,
Is that still the
no,
case?
No, that's not still the case.
Okay,
Yeah,
but it's still like a very jarring thing to do on a human body.
It is, and apparently, according to the reports, this pilot is recovering, is in the hospital, and is in stable condition.
Czyli pilot się uratował, jest w szpitalu i jest na razie z nim wszystko w porządku. Najfajniejsze jest to, że F-35 jest cały czas, ma kontakt z satelitą, jest podłączony tak jakby do satelity, ale zobaczmy tutaj reklamę jego. Także nie ma prawa się zgubić. Jak tutaj widzimy, cały czas go widzę, znaczy w swoim systemie, co posiada armia. Czyli widzę go na ziemi, widzę go na górze, widzę go statki.
Situational awareness, you say?
Yeah.
Czyli cały czas jest widoczny i nie mogą go znaleźć.
We can't find the damn thing.
So my first question is, did you notice in there that it said space, like as one of the places that this thing can go? Like it was saying, you know, like that was in the list was space.
So F-35 can go to space. Yeah, maybe that's where it is.
Yeah. And then my
It's a
second
bunch
question
of
is,
cosmos.
I thought aren't planes still equipped with black boxes, and those black boxes are basically indestructible and have a beacon on them that goes off if they're ever, you know, out and they use that beacon to find the black box. Am I wrong?
Well, it can be. Yeah, and apparently,
Beacon is a
Posłuchajmy
That beacon is the
jeszcze
transponder.
yeah, the transponder
innego
beacon.
gościa,
It's
co
one of
zobaczył,
them, and
czy sobie
if it's
go
shut off
oglądam.
and disabled, which is what, according to multiple.
Zobaczmy,
sources, this
co
transponder
on
is not
mówi.
working.
Słuchajcie, tutaj mam takiego chłopaka, co jest już od 2012 roku. Tutaj ma swój kanał na YouTube i czasami go oglądam i ma fajne spody, ma fajne filmy i posłuchajmy może, co on o tym mówi.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mudahar, and yes, the title is not a joke. The U.S. military lost a F-35 jet.
Tutaj już mogę dodać tłumaczenie.
Now, it's a little unclear if they got it back, but I'm going to read you something that honestly you could have probably read on The Onion or any satirical website. We're working with MCAS Beaufort SC, South Carolina, to locate an F-35 that is a Lockheed Martin F-35 Stealth Lightning II fighter jet that was involved in a mishap this afternoon. The pilot ejected safely, thank God. If you have any information that may help our recovery teams locate the F-35, please contact the Base Defense Operations Center, and I'm not going to give you the number.
Czyli jest ta sama informacja, co wcześniej wam pokazywałem, tylko on tutaj nie chce dać numeru telefonu.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is from the Joint Base at Charleston. And, you know, this is like one of those meme posts, right? Where, like, I kind of wonder, all right, am I supposed to wake up from the dream? Is somebody going to burst in with the happy pills? No, ladies and gentlemen, this is a reality right now. Yesterday afternoon, an F-35 jet went missing when a pilot ejected out of it. And because the actual plane was currently on autopilot, it just started flying in its own direction. Now, this mishap came out of the U.S. Marines, okay, ladies and gentlemen, who have said that because this was on autopilot, the jet could actually travel for hundreds of miles, even after the pilot ejects mid-flight. Now, to understand, you might...
Czyli z tego, co tutaj rozumiem, kiedy się katapultował pilot, ten samolot dalej może sam lecieć na autopilocie przez setki mil. Słuchajmy dalej.
Like, how do you lose a jet? To give you an idea of how much each of these F-35 jets are, they're about $75 to $80 million each, okay? They're not cheap. They are stealth jets that are capable of killing a person across the world without them ever realizing what happens until they see the actual missile fall right on their noggin, okay? That's how insane this entire situation is. Now, according...
Czyli tutaj jest podane, że ten samolot kosztuje między 75-80 milionów. I jak można zgubić taki samolot od takiej technologii? Słuchajmy dalej.
from the U.S. Government Accountability Office, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter might be one of the most expensive weapons that have ever been developed by the United States government and private contractor Lockheed Martin. So the F-35, which is a decade behind schedule and $183 billion over original cost estimates, I actually think it's over $500 billion from what I understand, based on the entire research cost of developing such a actual tool. The program is weighing options to upgrade its engine and cooling system, and it's taken some seriously important steps. So of course, in order to run this entire program, it costs billions of dollars, and these jets are not cheap, okay? So when they go missing, it's considered a Class A mishap, okay? A Class A mishap is when somebody dies, or, you lose $2.5 million worth of equipment, okay? Which, if you look at the price tag for these things, may I remind you, is well into the Class A mishap. Some Japanese speedrunners might call this a Class S mishap, so to speak. But we're not going to go meme around too hard, okay? So let's figure out how this actually happened. So literally like yesterday, the last 2 days ago, around in South Carolina near Lake Moultrie, okay, this is what it looks like over here. This section of the map of the Earth MMO was where the actual F-35 plane was flying around, okay? Now, somewhere in this region, the pilot that was running this during a training exercise for the U.S. Marines ejected out of the airplane, and the airplane, being on autopilot, presumably, is just going around, okay? So that's pretty much where it initially started, okay? So obviously, at that moment in time, in the beginning of the video, I showed you when the U.S. government, when the base had asked, hey guys, could you help us find this jet flying around? That's when people were wondering, yo bro, how the fuck do you lose an F-35 stealth fighter jet, okay? Come on now. Now the U.S. Marine Corps...
Czyli znowu, jak można zgubić taki samolot, no. I znowu ogłoszenie o pomoc, jakbyś znalazł F-35, to zadzwoń do naszej bazy. To śmieszne.
Shortly after yesterday said, hey, we order an aviation safety stand down. Following 3 Class A aviation mishaps over the last 6 weeks, Acting Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Eric Smith, directed all Marine Corps aviation units to conduct a 2-day stand down in operations this week to discuss aviation safety matters and best practices. During the stand down, commanders will lead discussions with their Marines focusing on the fundamentals of safe flight operations, ground safety maintenance, and flight procedures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a call from the DoD and the Pentagon came down and said, listen guys, we know that the military machine is bloated, but you can't keep losing $70 to $80 million jets, okay? It's just not economically feasible. We got a lot of shit to report to the taxpayer. Now, to understand, obviously when this situation happens, this is during a training exercise, and it turns out that there's been a bit of speculation. For instance, one of the really solid explanations from individuals who formerly were in the Air Force, or people who know anything about this, pretty much speculated that there was potentially a possible oxygen problem, which is a known issue in F-35s. The pilot was so disoriented due to hypoxia that he just ejected. No idea if that's what happened, but it's very plausible, okay? This is just a speculation.
Czyli ta spekulacja jest, że zabrakło mu tlenu i zdezorientowany się katapultował. No zobaczmy, posłuchajmy dalej, co mówi.
Piece. Good thing the plane didn't come down in a populated area and kill people. I don't even know if the plane is even found, okay? But we'll get to a lot of that, so to speak. Now, hypoxia is a state in which oxygen is not available in sufficient amounts at the tissue level to maintain adequate homeostasis. If you're going through hypoxia, you could have organ failure. Hell, you could just die straight up. And obviously, at the pressured environments of, combat flight, situations, when you're in an F-35 jet, or really in any fighter jet to begin with, it could be a MiG, F, whatever. This is a situation that could kick in, and it could absolutely cost your life. So to understand, the disorientation that you suffer when you go through hypoxia is insane. You literally don't know what's going on. You have no idea what species you even are, okay? At that moment in time, ejecting is probably the only sane thing that could happen. Now, this is a training exercise, and I know people are like, what if this is some rookie training? Even if it was a rookie training, I'm pretty sure during a training training exercise. They don't just put you alone in a fighter jet. You're actually probably sitting there with somebody who knows what they're doing, or if you are alone, you definitely this isn't your first time on the rodeo. So, ladies and gentlemen, for this to happen, clearly there must have been some serious issue up there, okay? And again, for now, all anybody can do is speculate, because even if this aircraft is found, which it will be, the government's not going to tell you what the fuck happened, okay? All you really can do is just speculate. Now, the pilot who ended up actually ejecting safely landed, and they were put into, like, they were basically admitted to the hospital, just so they can get checked up on, because people got to wonder what's actually happening, okay? Basically, the Joint Base confirmed that literally after this had happened, the plane was placed into autopilot just before the pilot had actually ejected, okay? And that's pretty much where we're at this point. Now, I want to just start off by saying this is a little bit of speculation. Even the 4chaners got in onto this, okay? This is where I actually ended up finding out about a lot of this. One of the insiders who claimed to be an insider for the government, okay, absolutely not real here. I'm gonna bet my left nut this isn't real. I don't have much time here, so I'll be brief. The U.S. Department of Defense is shitting its pants because the F-35 was actually shot down by what was apparently small arms fire. While I don't know specifics, we do know that it was a large caliber 50 BMG. I don't know if that's necessarily small arms, but okay. That actually, I guess technically would probably fall under it, but that engaged it while it was performing hovering maneuvers. The pilot heard several pings, pilot words not mine, sounds before the warning lights appeared. He or she ejected shortly afterwards. The plane was performing low-speed maneuvers at approximately 2,500 feet over a sparsely populated area known to local law enforcement as having militia activity. So right now, those groups are prime suspects right now. Now again, this is pretty much a spicy as fuck if true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is very much source trust me, bro. In reality, I definitely have to imagine this is just a pilot error, and currently the plane is being tracked down. Now you might be like, whoa, Muda, how is it hard to track a goddamn plane through the air? Now, if you ask me, I'd buy an air tag or something and just stuff it under the seat. Maybe that might be enough to help. But all jokes aside, this is a very advanced piece of stealth technology. Now, of course, to operate this entire program, the F-35s, it cost the U.S. government $1.7 trillion. And they're not spending that...
Czyli znowu, cały ten system stealth kosztował 1,7 biliona dolarów, tak on powiedział. I to co jest dziwnego, że taki system i nie mogą znaleźć samolotu.
For no goddamn reason, okay? Because the F-35 stealth technology is actually so good that it's evading detection from the U.S. government, the people that actually own this. Now, as one of those people that actually question this, how do you lose a stealth jet? Don't you kind of have technology on board that helps you track it? And then immediately a lot of experts...
Czyli jest tak dobry, że sami nie mogą go znaleźć, no.
Did come in and try to tell me that, yeah, it's stealth technology. It's probably not transmitting anything that can be readable, okay? Because you got to understand, even if, like, this thing could ping back to the government, which it has the ability to do so, without an actual pilot sitting inside of it, detecting a stealth aircraft is...
Słuchajcie, będę obserwował, jak ta sytuacja się będzie dalej rozwijać. I jeżeli będę miał jakieś informacje, to nakręcę następny odcinek, także do zobaczenia.